All right, let's talk about something huge. We're on the verge of a massive shift in how the internet actually works, something that's going to completely flip how we buy and sell stuff online. We're talking about moving way beyond just websites and search bars. And right in the middle of this are companies like Parify, who are basically building the new roads for this future.
Okay, this quote right here really nails it. For as long as most of us can remember, the internet's been this giant library, right? Just endless pages we have to sift through ourselves. Well, that's all changing. We're stepping into what's being called the agentic web, where these smart AI assistants become our personal shoppers, our personal researchers. They do the heavy lifting for us.
Here's a great way to think about it. Shopping right now, it's like using an old-school library card catalog. Seriously, you have to do all the work, searching, finding the right aisle, comparing books. It's all on you. Now the future? The agentic future? That's like having a personal research assistant who already knows exactly what you love, scans every single option in the blink of an eye, and just hands you the perfect choice. Big difference, right?
And this really shows how our role in all of this is changing. We started out as active navigators, manually clicking and searching for everything. Then we got a little smarter with things like subscriptions, and we became rule setters. But the real leap is this agentic commerce. Here, we become agent delegators. All you have to do is state your goal, like find me the best running shoes for a marathon under $150, and a smart agent just goes and does the whole thing for you, from start to finish.
So yeah, this isn't just some minor update. We're talking about the next full-blown internet revolution. And like any revolution, it brings new challenges. The big problem is that the old internet, the one we're all used to, just wasn't designed for this. It's built for human eyes on pages, not for smart, autonomous agents zipping around making deals.
And that brings us to the core idea here, agentic commerce. This is where an AI assistant literally manages the entire shopping trip for you. Think about that for a second. From the moment you realize you need something, to comparing all the options, to actually buying it, it could all happen without you ever opening a single web page.
Now, for this to actually work, you can't have a million different AIs and a million different stores all speaking different languages. It would be chaos. They all need a universal translator. And that's exactly what the Agentic Commerce Protocol, or ACP, is. The best part? It's open source, and it's backed by heavy hitters like OpenAI and Stripe. So it's being built to be the standard language for this entire new economy. Okay, so if the language is new, the rules of the game have to change too, right? For years, every business has been obsessed with SEO, search engine optimization, getting human eyeballs on their websites. Well, get ready for GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. The game isn't about keywords for Google anymore. The new goal is to make your products and your brand totally clear, totally legible, and even preferable to an AI agent.
So how does this geo thing actually work? It really boils down to three key ideas. First is something called vector similarity. This just means the AI understands meaning, not just words. So a search for a book about a queen might lead it to a book described as having a strong female protagonist. It gets the vibe. Second, query fan-out. This is cool. Your one simple search, like new headphones, explodes into dozens of super detailed searches that the agent does behind the scenes. And third, and this is huge, deep personalization. The results are tailored just for you, based on everything you've ever done. There's no single number one result anymore. Everyone's number one is different.
All right, so we've got a new web, a new language, and a whole new set of rules. Which leads to the big flashing question. If you're a business, how in the world do you survive in this new reality, let alone actually succeed? Well, that's exactly the problem a company like Perksify is built to solve.
Let's just ask it straight up. In a world where AI agents are the new customer, how do you sell to them? How do you win their business? It's a completely different mindset.
And the answer is actually pretty simple, but it's also incredibly profound. You win by being agent-ready from day one. This isn't something you can just bolt on to your old website. You can't just sprinkle some AI on top. You have to build for this agent-first world right from the foundation.
And that's precisely Perksify's whole angle. They're positioning themselves as an AI-native platform. That means its entire structure was designed from the get-go for these agent-to-agent conversations, not just an old e-commerce model with a makeover. And it helps that they're built in Estonia, which is a powerhouse, the #1 AI startup ecosystem in the EU. That whole country is built on a think digital-first mentality.
So if you're going to build a totally new kind of platform, you probably need a totally new kind of business model too, one that actually makes sense for this new world.
Look, Perksify is ditching that old broken software as a service model. You know the one. High fees up front, subscriptions that just keep going up and up. Instead, they're using a platform as a service model. And the key here is shared risk. There are no prepayments. They only get paid based on transactions. The bottom line? Their success is directly tied to their customers' success. They only win when you win.
And hey, this isn't just a bunch of fancy ideas on a slide. They have a real, live proof of concept out there called Rama2Hi. It's a marketplace for secondhand stuff, and it really shows their vision in action. It pulls together crypto and AI, and it's all running on the Polygon blockchain. So they're using that secure, decentralized tech of Web3 to power these new agent-to-agent transactions.
What's really cool about the Rama2Hi app is that it solves a huge pain point in the secondhand market: how annoying it is to list something for sale. With Perksify's tech, all you do is snap a photo of your item. That's it. The AI sees it, knows what it is, creates the whole listing, and even suggests the best price. One click, and it's up for sale. Think about how much stuff is just sitting in people's closets because it's too much of a hassle to sell. This kind of effortless system could unlock a ton of that hidden inventory.
Okay, so let's zoom back out to the big picture here. This whole shift to an agentic web, this isn't some small niche trend for tech nerds. This is the future of commerce. We're talking about one of the biggest economic transformations, maybe ever.
And if you want to understand just how big this is, get a load of this number. McKinsey is projecting that the global market for agentic commerce will be worth somewhere between $3 and $5 trillion by 2030. That's trillion with a T. This isn't a sideshow. This is poised to become the main event for how money moves around the world.
And that leaves us with one last really mind-bending question to chew on. For decades, everything about business, marketing, branding, sales, it's all been built around understanding human psychology. But when an AI becomes the customer, who are you actually selling to? That single question is what's going to define the next era of commerce.